Welcome to MA18. Today we have a question from, I'm going to butcher his name a bit, I'm sure, Talasan Nicholson. And the gist of his question is, he says he charges $65 an hour for pretty cool stuff, responsive mobile, tablet, custom Ajax, and as he's reading my book, he read that I charge $100 an hour. And he's basically wondering, am I worth that much more than him? And so I actually took a look at his portfolio, and I think he does really nice work. Like, all of these are really nice. They're beautiful. It's nice work. Yeah, and so now we're talking about value, though. Am I worth more than you? That's the question. First off, I don't know. When you say here that you work 24/7, I think that's ridiculous. I think that if you're charging $65 an hour, you're easily worth more. But the fact is, amateurs charge hourly. I don't actually charge hourly for pretty much anything, ever. I charge hourly for when I do flat rate projects, which I don't do very much anymore. I charge hourly for communication time, for meeting time. And you say you don't do that, you should be charging for that. That is absolutely billable work. If you were an employee, you would be billing for that. So if you're doing project management for your client, charge for it. End of discussion. If your clients don't think they should be paying for it and they get uppity, you need better clients. That's it. Yeah, you say like you make good money, but I don't think you should be working that much personally. If you up your rates, I would say even go for 75 or 85. Start like that. What I use as my hourly rate, really what I do is I check how many hours I'm working, how much money I'm making, and so I check my effective hourly rate. So if I charge $10,000 for a project and say I only worked 50 hours for it, I'd look at my effective hourly rate. As long as it's higher than 100, I'm happy. I don't actually look at I don't charge by the hour. I think you should be charging probably more for your services because you're good. And I think that you should not be charging hourly. You should be charging flat rate. You should be charging hourly for your communication. Often for projects, I'll say like it's a minimum or it's 5 hours. If we don't use it, great. If we go over it, then you get charged more for it. That's how I deal with project stuff. Yeah, pricing is always super hard. There's so many variables in it, but I think you're absolutely worth more than $65 an hour. I think if you're charging $65 an hour, you're totally shortchanging yourself. You need to raise your rates. If you were getting me to design and build a WordPress site for you and actually contract out the design, because I am good at UI workflows once I have a design, but not a design from scratch guy, it's a $5,000 minimum. That's where we start. If you want an e-commerce site minimum, $7,000. That's where we start. Anything custom past that, outside of a slider on the homepage, fine. If we have to do a slider, we'll do that. That's included. Anything else, extra. So, Talasan, start charging more. You're absolutely worth it. You should be charging more and either making more or working less. I vote for working less because your job shouldn't be everything you do all the time. You're not going to go to your grave and someone will say, he was a great designer. He built good websites. That's not what you want someone to say. You want someone to say, you're a good community person. You were good with your family. That's what you want them to say, not that you're a good designer.